Yo, 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 it's your boy Carl Anthony. We locked in, it's due season. Welcome to Black Coffee Daily. A little bit late start. I'm not live streaming. As you see, this is just a pre-recorded video. But look, a few things to talk about today. We got the whole Jon Gruden situation. We got Ben Simmons reporting back to Philly. And we got Kyrie Irving about to be suspended. So let's get into these talks, because no, this is not a sports podcast today, but clearly I'm talking about sports figureheads. But it's really about the money. It's really about how being corporate. And I know we look at sports, we don't look at that as being corporate, but it's corporate because you don't own it. You're not an entrepreneur when you play football or basketball. You are an employee, a highly paid employee for a Fortune 500 company, more than likely. But you got to think about how your finances will be affected when you make decisions that are outside of the lines that are set by your employer. And so Jon Gruden, coach of the Raiders, resigned today for emails that were flagged by the NFL. He made racist statements. He made homophobic statements as well. Now, this is a cautionary tale of whatever you do in the dark comes to the light. So if you're in the dark doing things that are not kosher, the quicker you stop, the quicker you can put the fire out. Okay? Kind of like Glenn and Cameron. If you think about that guy, like, he got so deep in his mess that he ended up exposing himself, which is weird. But with Jon Gruden, I'm sure he thought these emails would never get out. I'm sure he thought that, his secret was safe with whomever he shared it with. But look, when you're dealing with corporate structures, like when they do background checks on when you try to get a new job, they can even get into your private Facebook firewall and kind of look at the person that you are. And so it's indicative that you reflect a lifestyle that you want to be seen. Okay? That you don't mind being seen. So you really got to watch what you do. You got to think about it, man. Everything digitally is recorded. Your internet searches, your comments that you make anonymously, they're recorded. And you may think you're protected by putting a different name, but then you're on the same IP address or things like that. You're not really thinking about your image and how it will be affected. There is no privacy. We live in a surveillance state, so to speak. Everything we do, think about it. On your iPhone, you have facial recognition. Stuff that we thought was just all futuristic, but it's on our phone. Fingerprint touch to unlock your phone, stuff like that. Now they don't need to chip us. They don't need to do certain crazy conspiracy theory type things in order to track us. We are self-tracked all the time. We voluntarily give up these rights. So when you work under the guise of a corporate structure, when you're not the owner of the team, when you're not the owner of the company, not the CEO. And even when you are bound by certain rules. And, you really fumble the bag when you do things that are a bad representation of the corporate structure that you're a part of. Now, yes, we live in a free country. Yes, we have freedom of speech. But yes, jobs have the right to take your freedom of speech and use it against you. Okay? And so companies have a bigger interest in the person that they're hiring to keep their image up. So they're willing to risk you because you're not going to bring them down. And so with Jon Gruden and his, they know that if he was able, if word got out about his emails and, it caused the uproar because he didn't get fired or he didn't get reprimanded or whatever the case may be, there would be a storm of protests. Players may even be protesting. All kind of things may happen. And at the end of the day, money is the bottom line. You are messing up the money, and they're not going to let you mess up the church's money. Those are facts. And the same goes for my brother Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, they've been, holding out, trying to get him to, comply. I'm sure they figured that he would eventually come around and get jabbed, so to speak. You know what I'm speaking about? Injections. They thought he was going to come around. He has strong views, and he's yet to, adhere to the rules. Now, this is what I want to say. I totally am with Kyrie making his own decision. I am totally with him having the right to choose to comply or not comply. Now, but what I don't like is if he's going to he shouldn't hold his team hostage. So he should just be upfront with them. Like, look, guys, I am not going to change my stance on, taking the jab. And so you got to do what you got to do. If you choose to move on from me, I understand, but I'm standing on my beliefs. Now, if that happens, if he does that, if he really makes that statement and put a, fork in the road at that point, you know what? I give him nothing but honor and praise for that because, hey, it takes balls and guts to be able to, really stand for what you believe in. And like I said, man, money is the bottom line. And if your money is being affected, you might think otherwise. But hey, if you've insulated yourself, like I said in the previous video, if you insulated yourself enough to have that FU money to where you can, do what you want to do when you want to do it, and you're ready to take those type of consequences to leave millions of dollars on the table, $35 or $33 million for this year. If you're willing to do that, and you can afford to do that, then guess what? Hey, man, I salute you. But if you turn around and hold your team in limbo for another few weeks or wait to see if they make the playoffs or anything like that, to say, okay, you know what? I think I'll get the jab now. I'll do it now. You guys were successful without me, so I want to ride the waves of success, and I'll do it now. Well, at that point, I don't agree with that. I don't honor that. I think that's, it's not fair to the team. Kevin Durant came because of you. James Harden came because of you and KD. And so, if you want to have some kind of team loyalty, you owe it to your teammates to at least let them know what it really is. What it truly is, what you truly want to do. So, it's just my thoughts on Kyrie, man. Look, Kyrie's an interesting brother. Everybody's calling him this like ultimate genius and stuff like that. And I'm sure he's smart. I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm smart too. But when you want to say you want to do your research and things like that, guess what? You're not doing research. You can listen to a few doctors here and there, and you're going to have varying takes about the virus. But doesn't mean you know anything still. So you are equipped to get in the lab and study and get beakers out and test and see and do your own independent studies. If you're not doing that, you're never going to be fully researched about the topic. You're never going to be fully informed about what's true and what's not. Okay? So, look. Kyrie, just tell it to your team, man. Let them know what you really are gonna do. Like, let them know how you truly feel, what it is, and if you're gonna stand on it, stay on it. If you're not, just hurry up and get the jab and just start playing. Stop disrupting the team. Okay, that's my take on it. I'm not saying he should take it. I'm definitely not saying that. But moving along. Ben Simmons reported to Philly. Ben Simmons decided to show up. He's already been fined he missed out on about $1 million worth of salary. He might be able to get it back because he came. So I think he realized that it was in his best interest to be a professional and show up. Now, once again, this may be a case of not having FU money, not having the true, insulation to say, you know what, I could risk a whole year. I could risk a whole year of not getting paid and to stand on what I believe in and to get what I want. And I liken it to what Chappelle said in his special. Not that he had FU money, but he walked away from $50 million. He felt like his soul or his integrity was worth more than the $50 million. And he stood on it and ended up coming back years later, bouncing back, making more money. That is the true definition of when you stand on your principles, you're rewarded for it. Short-term rewards, you can get money, but long-term rewards is based out of character, man. When you got the character and you're doing the right thing, it's more beneficial to you in that situation. So, with Ben, I feel like, honestly, with teams not really clamoring to scoop him up in the process, not clamoring to trade for him, I feel like Ben would do himself more of a favor by proving that he's not afraid to be aggressive and score when needed and attack and do all the things that we know he's capable of. It would be in his best interest to really put on a show. So that, hey, even though hey, look, I don't want to be here. So when my contract is up, I still don't want to be here. I'm not going to sign an extension. I am not going to sign for the max. I want to be out, but I will play for you. I will do my best. I feel like that will be in his best interest, and that will really show teams that he's valuable, because he lost a lot of value in them playoffs, and also how he handled this whole thing. To me, if he was really ready to take a stance and go and just stop. But don't bluff. Don't be that guy. It's not cool. You gotta really think these things out. And maybe he was thinking on the fly. Maybe he was really truly like, making decisions in the moment and thinking emotionally and whatever the case may be. I'm hurt. They don't like me. They're disrespecting me. Okay, cool. So I'm making this decision. I understand that. I totally understand that. But it doesn't help you. So, Ben, shout out to you, bro. Hope you do well this season in whatever you're gonna do, and make it happen. But yeah, guys, we gotta start, really thinking about the money and how to insulate our lives. See, like I've always wanted to be in a position to where I can do what I need to do and be great, and not depend on outside forces to, not depend on outside forces to, be the sole control over my life. And so, I really got to do what's necessary to be in a position to walk away if I want to. That's real power. That's real alpha energy. That's real, real financial independence. That's the key to life. You can't get generational wealth without financial independence. You know what I'm saying? So, but look, that's the show for today. I'll be back tomorrow. I missed one day. I missed yesterday. First day I didn't upload in a long time. But I'm back at it every single day. It's your boy Carl Anthony. Like and subscribe. Peace.